back into Peachy Pilates. It's a new month, which means a new move of the month here in our Peachy online studio. Now this month, our move of the month is going to be our Pilates crisscross, similar to kind of a bicycle crunch if you're familiar with the fitness world. Our Pilates crisscross is a little bit different, however, and I'll show you why. As always, we're going to start with a few exercises to get our body feeling nice and great, nice and warm, and then we'll head into that full variation at the end of today's video. So all we're going to do is start sitting down. If you have a mat, great. If not, towel, something soft will work to lie down on just to protect your vertebra of your spine. Once you're sitting, you can just bring your hands to your knees. You're going to take a couple nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now, every time you exhale in Pilates, you want to find pursed lips, kind of like you're blowing up a balloon or you're whistling. This is going to help you shrink in your transverse abdominis and create some deep support in those abdominal muscles. Breathing in to find expansion and breathing out to contract those abs, waking up your pelvic floor as well. We're going to start with some nice big spine circles. All you're going to do is imagine your rib cage is stirring a pot forward, over to the side, to the back, and then to the other side. Now, as you stir this pot, we're just going to start to get that spine moving. Again, get that core woken up. You can keep your hands on your knees to help you with a little bit of feedback to stay balanced so you don't go tipping over to one side. We'll just do one more in this direction, and then you can go ahead and reverse. You can already start to feel yourself getting nice and warm across your center. Just Pilates calls your torso area your powerhouse. It's basically your energy source. You want all of your moves to initiate there just to keep your joints of your extremities nice and protected. We'll do two more in this direction. And then just like we're drawing a circle with our spine, with our rib cage, we're going to start to draw a circle with your neck. So all I want you to do is drop your chin towards your chest. Right ear is going to go towards your right shoulder, looking up towards the sky. Left ear to left shoulder and back down towards your chest. As you're drawing these circles, slow with control. You don't want to whip it here. You want to protect your cervical spine, your neck. It's very fragile. We want to be able to keep our head heavy in our hands when we're taking that crisscross at the end of the video. So this will just help us loosen up our neck to make sure it doesn't tense up. Go ahead and reverse that circle. Feeling that nice big stretch along the sides of your neck. I love that feeling, it feels so amazing. And just try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. You draw one more like this. And then from here, I'm going to have you bring your arms to a nice big T, sitting up as tall as you can. I'm going to take a side bend over to the right. It doesn't matter which side you want to start with. Once your right hand lands, your left hand's going to reach all the way up overhead. Now see how both my hips are down. I'm going to use the feedback of my right palm to keep my shoulder out of my ear, send my ribs higher towards the sky, and also create more of that oppositional pull from my left hip out those left fingertips. Take another inhale here, and then on the exhale, you're just going to come all the way up to your T, and we're going to go up and over to the other side. So tipping over to the opposite side, reaching up and over, finding expansion. You may have more flexibility on one side than the other. Sometimes your obliques, if they're weak, kind of want to dump you back. So try to keep your chest as lifted as possible. We're going to add a little twist here next. Big inhale. On the exhale, you're coming back to your T. We're going right back up and over to the right where we started. Now this time we're going to thread the needle. Left hand comes all the way up and underneath the right, little twist, and then reach back for the sky. Big inhale. Exhale as you take this little twist, and inhale to reach tall. We're going to be doing a lot of rotation today just because that is the focus of our crisscross, of our move of the month, but rotation also can facilitate a lot of injury if we're not careful and if we're not strong and strengthened in those muscles that we use to rotate. We'll do two more of these. Beautiful. And then after the second one, you're going to head on over to do the exact same thing on the other side, up to your T with your exhale, up and over to your side bend with your inhale, and then start to thread that needle. Exhale, twist, inhale, reach, reach, reach. So you can reach straight up for the ceiling as opposed to overhead as you're taking that reach, so like a T. The focus is on the twist. Try to keep your hips steady. Pull your belly button in, you'll feel that opposite rib, top rib, aiming for that bottom hip. Two more on this side. Gorgeous. Once you're done with this second one, you're coming all the way up to your teeth. We're gonna bend our elbows, bring our hands behind our head. Just focus on keeping your chest nice and wide, nice and open, because again, we will need that once we head into our crisscross. We're gonna come into extension. As you breathe in, you're gonna lift your heart so high towards the sky that your head starts to look towards the ceiling. Tiny back bend. Think about your shoulders moving down away from your ears. Feel the difference? And then exhale, just restack, look right back towards the screen. Breathing in, reach your heart up like there's a string, pulling it towards the sky. Breathing out to restack. Just 2 more of those. Breathing in, reach, 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 expansion. Breathing out, coming right back to vertical. Last one here. We're laying down after this. And then once you restack, you can relax those arms, give your head a little shake, shoulders a little roll. We're heading on down to our back. How we're gonna do so is we'll just turn towards the side, knees are bent. You can grab behind the backs of your thighs. Use your abs to roll down, 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 one bone at a time. Once you're lying down here, we're going to take what's called a pelvic rock, super small. Think about smashing the back of your belly button down to the mat underneath you. Try to keep your neck relaxed. Try to keep your glutes and the backs of your thighs relaxed. If you want to give them a little tap, make sure they're relaxed, do so. You'll breathe in to come back to your neutral spine, which just means there's a little space between you and that mat underneath you. So I'm exhaling to tip my pelvis, pubic bone towards my nose, and then breathing in to come right back to neutral. Super small move, but super important. Really waking up those muscles that reach from hip bone to hip bone, our pelvic floor. They're very deep. We sometimes can't feel them working, but when we're standing, they hold up all of our organs in our torso here. So they're very, very important to our everyday life. We're going to take this into what's called a pelvic clock. So just find that imprint where you're smashing your belly button down. You're going to start to draw a circle with your hips. So just like you did with your ribs, just like you did with your neck, you're going to start to draw a circle. Tip to the right, back to neutral, tip to the left, scoop to imprint. So what's called a pelvic clock, just because you want to think about bringing that pelvis around in a circle like a clock. Same muscles are working. Obliques come a little bit more into play here as you tip from one side to the other. Again, very, very small. Might feel funky to work so tiny. We're going to reverse the direction of the circle here. So you'll pull it in, tip to the left, back to neutral, tip to the right. Pull it in, tip to the left, back to neutral, tip to the right. Just do 3 more of these. Feeling that engagement. Feeling what it feels like to connect to your deep core instead of just those upper surface abdominals. So you're not trying to puff anything up towards the sky. Almost like you're putting on a corset or a cummerbund. Now after your last circle, I want you to go back to what we called that imprint. And then we're going to lift both legs to tabletop. They can go one at a time. Knees are right about over your hips. Doesn't have to be perfect. Shins about parallel to the ground. From here, we're going into what's called toe taps. You're going to breathe out for your right foot to come back down. Breathe in for it to come right back up. Breathe out for your left toe to come down. Breathe in to come right back up. So one at a time here, keeping our hips as steady as we can, using the same muscles to keep our torso still as we just used to move that pelvis prior. Now, as you move here, you're going to feel that the opposite side of your torso, your abs, your powerhouse, has to work as that leg moves. So the opposite side is working. You'll notice this in our crisscross here as well. We're going to do one more on each side like this. We're building on it here next. Once you're even, hands are going behind your head, legs stay at tabletop. Your head is as heavy as it can be into your hands. We're lifting our head, neck, and chest up into an abdominal curl, but you're doing your best to press your head back into your hands to activate those upper abdominals even more. Same toe taps with your head up, dropping down, lifting to table, dropping down, lifting to table. It's a little bit easier actually to hold that imprint spine now that your head is lifted, because you're just focusing on smashing the back of your belly button down, ribs and hips gluing together, feeling length across the vertebra of your low back. Now we're just doing one more on each side like this. We're gonna head right into our crisscross from here once you're even. Similar to toe tap, but instead of your foot dropping down, one leg's gonna reach straight out in front of you. Your opposite elbow comes to twist towards that knee, and then you come right back to center. Here's the difference. We pause, keep our head lifted, twist opposite elbow to knee. So your goal is to keep your chest as lifted as possible and just transfer, twist from side to side, that rotation in your spine and your rib cage that we talked about at the start of this video. Now, as you twist from side to side, can you think about your opposite rib coming across to meet your hip? Reaching that other leg long, make sure that you're engaging your inner thighs so that we can hold on to our midline. My pelvis stays totally steady. Full crisscross here. We've got 3 more sets. Use that exhale. Keep that head lifted. Really, really nice. Last set of these. And then guess what? Hug those knees to your chest. Drop your head all the way down. We're gonna end with a little stretch. Arms open to a nice big old T. Both knees are just gonna swing up and over to the right. Keep your shoulders down. If you need to, you'll look at the opposite hand. Instead of working that oblique twist, we're giving ourselves the opportunity to stretch, to expand that oblique twist, that fascial line across our torso. Use your exhale, scoop those knees up, and they're going right on over to the left, to the opposite side. Looking at the opposite hand will help you keep your shoulders down. Not necessary, but listen to your body. Try to slow down your heart rate and your breath. Quick little ab workout for you. Happy September. I hope you feel wonderful after that one. I'll see you next time on the mat.